Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unwrap the secrets hidden in plain sight within corporate filings. Today, we're diving into Par Pacific Holdings, Inc.'s latest report, and let's just say it involves some energetic agreements. Strap in folks, because Par Pacific Holdings, through its subsidiary, is shaking things up with some new swap deals, and a very important guarantee that links the big company to its smaller piece. So, Par Pacific Holdings, or PAR as we all call them, has a subsidiary called Hawaii Renewables LLC, or HR. Now, HR is getting into some interesting financial arrangements. On the 2nd of October 2025, HR signed a framework agreement with Wells Fargo Bank. Now think of this agreement as a master plan for future deals. What kind of deals? Commodity swap transactions. Specifically, these are swaps for soybean oil and crude oil. To make these swaps official, HR and Wells Fargo also signed something called an ISDA Master Agreement, along with a schedule. This is the backbone for many derivative deals. In simple terms, this means HR will be entering into a series of swaps with Wells Fargo every month. Wells Fargo will get these swaps, and in return they're going to prepay HR a fixed amount of money, with a limit on how much they can prepay overall. These swaps will be settled monthly, and they can set up new ones at the start of each month. The initial deal lasts for 1 year, but it can keep going for another year unless one of them decides to end it with a 90-day heads up. But that is not all. This framework agreement also requires HR and Wells Fargo to work together to create a letter of credit facility agreement. This is a big deal because it is meant to help HR pay for its soybean oil and other feedstock supplies. This means HR needs to keep its commodity inventory in order, have the right storage, insurance, and keep good records. And get this, the ISDA agreement has clauses that can end the whole swap deal early if certain things go wrong. Now this is where Par Pacific Holdings itself steps in. PAR is guaranteeing all of HR's responsibilities under these agreements. This means if HR can't hold up its end of the bargain, Par Pacific Holdings is on the hook to cover it. This guarantee isn't backed by any specific assets, it is an unsecured guarantee. This shows PAR is really behind its subsidiaries' ventures here. To make sure HR can actually meet its obligations, it also entered into a pledge and security agreement with Wells Fargo. HR is giving Wells Fargo a security interest, which means Wells Fargo can claim certain things if HR defaults. What kind of things? Pretty important ones. Commodity inventory and renewable feedstocks that HR has stored at approved locations. This is like collateral to back up the swap agreements and the future letter of credit facility. On top of that, they signed a credit support annex to the ISDA agreement. This document lays out how they'll handle extra collateral. If the value of the swaps goes up significantly on one side, the party with the better deal might have to provide more collateral to the other. This is a way to manage the risk that comes with these kinds of financial arrangements, ensuring that the agreement is kept fair and secure. So, what does all this mean for Par Pacific Holdings? Essentially, they are creating new financial obligations. These swap agreements and the potential letter of credit facility are now official commitments. While the swaps themselves might be structured in a way that they don't immediately show up on PAR's main balance sheet as a traditional loan, the underlying commodity activities and the guarantees definitely create significant financial ties and potential liabilities. This move signals a strategy to manage commodity price risks and potentially secure funding for their renewable operations. It is a way to lock in prices for oil and soybean oil, which are key ingredients for their business, and hedges against price volatility. Now, while this filing doesn't contain detailed financial statements for this specific event, the heart of it lies in these new agreements. The real numbers, the specifics of the swap amounts, the caps, the collateral thresholds, are all detailed within the actual contracts filed as exhibits. These are the blueprints for how HR and Wells Fargo will manage their commodity price exposures. The fact that Par Pacific is guaranteeing these deals shows they are confident in HR's strategy and are willing to put their own financial backing behind it. It's a calculated step to ensure operational stability and potentially enhance profitability by managing input costs more effectively. Looking at this from a broad perspective, Par Pacific Holdings seems to be actively working to stabilize its core business operations. By entering into these commodity swap agreements, they are taking a proactive stance against market fluctuations in oil and soybean oil prices. This is a move that can provide more predictable costs, allowing for better financial planning and potentially protecting their profit margins from unexpected spikes in raw material expenses. The unsecured guarantee by the parent company is a strong signal of endorsement and support for the subsidiary's strategic initiatives, indicating a unified approach to managing business risks and opportunities across the group. However, it's important to remember that derivative contracts like these carry their own set of risks. While they can protect against price swings, they also mean surrendering potential gains if prices move favorably. The terms of the ISDA agreement, especially the termination events, mean careful monitoring is required. A misstep in managing inventory or facing specific financial distress could trigger early termination, potentially leading to unforeseen costs or complications. The security interest granted by HR to Wells Fargo also means that in a worst-case scenario, a significant portion of HR's commodity assets could be claimed by the bank. In conclusion, Par Pacific Holdings is making a strategic move to de-risk its commodity supply chain through financial instruments. While this offers more predictability, it also introduces complexity and potential exposure. The success of these arrangements will hinge on meticulous execution and ongoing risk management, all under the watchful eye of the parent company's guarantee. It's a sign of a company focused on operational efficiency and long-term stability in a volatile market. Alright, that is our breakdown of Par Pacific Holdings' latest filing. What is your take on these swap agreements and the parent company's role? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into corporate finance. Also, check out the Discord link in the description to join our community. Thanks for watching. See you next time.